The most invisible harm in mother-daughter relationships isn't physical abuse or harsh words. It's the emotional burden daughters silently carry, absorbing their mother's negative emotions over the years. Because daughters often have deeper empathy, they naturally become emotional dumping grounds. This is especially true when the father is absent, leaving the daughter as her mother's only emotional outlet. She ends up mediating conflicts between her parents, processing her mother's disappointment with her father, and sometimes even stepping into the father's role, carrying the emotional weight of the entire family. Over time, this creates a distorted dynamic, where the mother unconsciously treats her daughter like a partner, seeking emotional support that should come from an adult relationship. Some might say, isn't this closeness a sign of a strong bond? But psychologically, it's something else entirely. When a mother frequently vents to her daughter, it becomes a subtle form of emotional energy theft. These harmless confessions are not so harmless. They're emotional releases meant to gain sympathy, prove her struggles, and find relief. But what she doesn't realize is how deeply damaging this can be to her daughter. Daughters in these situations often grow up with a fragile sense of identity and self-worth. They internalize harmful beliefs. I'm unnecessary. I'm a burden. Or even, I shouldn't have been born. They feel guilty for their mother's pain, as if their very existence is the reason she suffers. This emotional confusion slowly erodes their confidence. They learn to suppress their own feelings and constantly try to earn love or approval. From a psychoanalytic perspective, a mother's emotional stability is crucial to a daughter's well-being. When a mother offloads emotional pressure onto her child, the daughter becomes a caregiver long before she's ready. And as an adult, she searches desperately for emotional validation, often in the wrong places. Some women carry this wound into their relationships. They distrust men, resist vulnerability, and struggle with intimacy. Others end up repeating the same cycle, becoming mothers who complain to their own daughters, passing the pain down again. If you're a mother, please don't unload your sorrow onto your daughter. She's just a child. She doesn't have the strength or responsibility to carry your emotional burdens. Your pain deserves attention, but it should be handled by people who can help, not by your daughter, who deserves her own chance at joy and wholeness. And if you're a daughter who's been carrying your mother's sadness since childhood, please remember this. We can sympathize with our mothers, but we don't have to absorb their suffering. Empathy should not mean self-sacrifice. Your mother's pain is part of her life story. Yours is to become fully and freely yourself. Stop using being understanding as a reason to keep yourself stuck in her pain. You are allowed to be whole. You are allowed to be free. You are allowed to live as your own person, not as a continuation of her heartbreak.